with the Loving Shepherds Ministry. This is my third trip with them.
Loving Shepherd Ministries has like 16 now, I believe, homes of hope, and each home has 12 kids in it, either 12 girls or 12 boys.
They are taking them off the streets and giving them a Christian home. That's kind of a never-ending story that I like to tell.
In Haiti, it's common to have a couple kids, and then by the time you get your fifth, sixth, maybe seventh kid, you can't support it. So they will take that younger kid and they'll maybe send it to a relative where it will become a restavek. And basically it's a slave for a family member, maybe even not a family member.
They have children that they've taken out of society that are at a high risk of being slaves and putting them in Christian homes with a Christian couple.
And the idea is when those kids reach age of 18 to 20 years old, when they're ready to graduate high school,
they're hoping that the ranch and what they call the tech center will be something where they can continue education after high school and learn either a specific trade or even just general information so they can be more employable or maybe even start their own businesses out in society.
And if you take 16 homes of hope with that many kids, and within 5 to 10 years, they're all going to be hitting the streets of Haiti as Christian-raised Haitians. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, what's God going to do with all these?
The idea of the missions going over to Lacais through LSM is to help them teach some of the workers on the ranch different skills. In the past, we've gone over to help them construct a pole building, and that's become their chicken house. The second project that I think we did over there was some concrete finishing. Last year we did a project with them that was helping them, showing them how to lay block. And then this year, our project was a fence building project.
I'm a fence contractor. I'd never done a mission trip, and I just was stunned that a skill I had could actually be used in this way.
They had 3 guys that were working full-time, and each animal is tied up individually. Literally, one guy would go out, untie that goat, walk it to the water, stand there while it drank, walk it back, pound the stake in again. 50 goats and 30 cows, and so that would take basically all day long. That's all they did.
It was just labor intense. So now with the fence that is up, it's going to keep the animals inside.
We worked with Enso, the Haitian there that's kind of the lead Haitian at the ag park. And our mission was to teach him how to do this.
They set the posts in concrete, so they got all the corner posts all set up for us.
The woven wire for the goats had been there for a couple years. They just didn't know how to put it up.
There was probably, I would say, over 1,000 foot of that, probably at least 1,000 to 2,000 feet of that.
It was amazing to see the goats loose for the first time.
It's kind of funny because at the end of the day, the Haitians were just kind of leaning on the fence, just watching the goats run, and they could drink when they wanted to and eat when they wanted to. And
the first thing they said when they saw them loose was a smorgasbord, because they could eat wherever they wanted. They could roam. And they'd never seen that.
The part of the project I worked on was a brooder house, and what that is just a smaller chicken house so they could take the chickens as when they get there, the small ones, and kind of let them raise up until they're ready to lay eggs, and they can move them into the larger chicken house because their eggs now are catching on down in Haiti, and it's a good source of income for them.
It was just 4 guys doing that, Doc and I and 2 of the Haitian workers. The 2 guys we worked with, I had worked with the previous years on other projects, so I knew them well and they knew us. And
we had some really good conversations with some of their workers, and we'd talk about things as we were building it. And actually we were thinking about how we were going to do a certain thing, and I'd ask one of the workers, he goes, you like it built that way? And he goes, no, he didn't like it. So he said, let's do it different. So he had a different idea, and so we talked about his idea and we made it a little bit more like what he wanted. So it was more working together.
These Haitians we were working with, we developed friendships, we're giving hugs. And
knowing how they work, working beside them, being able to kind of anticipate their questions, and so better able to teach them. You can see them taking it and embracing it and making it theirs.
So that was very encouraging to see, how many of them are still working there at the ranch, to see, they still remember you, and just to see how much joy they still have.
We're showing each other pictures of our families, and so we're building neat relationships.
It's a wonderful place to know that you're working with other Christian brothers. The values are the same, and we have the same goals. You just learn a lot about other people are just so much like you, but you don't realize that until you go on a trip like this.
God put this group of guys together this time, to take care of a mission that needed to be done.
I can't imagine a better group. Of course, we have the old guys that go along, and us younger guys kind of have to carry the load for those guys, but they do have some wisdom that they share.
All of us guys are interested in it, and we're all going back, but Doug's really got a heart for it. You can see the passion, so that's neat to see God working in him too. So.
It's just neat how God works in their hearts and in their way, and then they can bring that back and just spread it a little bit farther.
You know that God is really working there, and that's a real joy to bring back with us, that hard work that they're putting, in them kids is coming true.
It's always a good trip. It just really is.